Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today, we are talking about the different news about Man United. One of the breaking news today is that two Saudi top clubs are after Antony. This could be a very big thing if only Antony was willing to leave Europe. But as it stands, he wants to remain in Europe and try it out. Unfortunately, he's set on Real Betis. He wants to go to Real Betis, but Betis don't have the funds to pay for him. So as far as it's concerned, they are waiting for probably the end of the window so that they can get him on a loan, which is ridiculous considering last season they had him on a loan with a buy option, and they want the same thing to have a loan with a buy option again this season. So it seems Man United have some work to do. In my opinion, they need to make it clear that they are not going to take another loan. They only will consider permanent transfers. This should push Antony to think of other clubs that are willing to pay for his transfer because, as it stands, Real Betis have made around 50 million in sales, but they still are insisting they don't have the money. Antony is willing to take a pay cut to around 130,000 pounds a week from his wages of around 200,000 pounds a week at Man United. So it's only a case of knowing that Man United are desperate for a transfer and they are willing to sell Antony. So they are trying to buy their time, trying to wait and see if they can get him at a cheap towards the end of the season. Other news shows that Maguire has joined up with the team for the US tour. He had been left behind for personal reasons, which were not revealed. It's good to know that he's back. Back to preseason. We'll need every player. Maguire had a good season last season, especially in Europe. Some of his goals were so crucial, including the game against Lyon. And you need those options to have those options. So Maguire is back. Uh, Onana has also recovered from his hamstring injury. I don't know what to think about that because we need a new goalkeeper. And as the club goes, it's not making sales because some of the players need to leave in order for us to make sales. Players like Onana, players like Casemiro. In fact, Samuel Lack has noted that the club are willing to buy a midfielder, but they can't do it unless they offload Casemiro, or at least offload some of the other players like Ganacho, Sancho, Antony, and Malacia. So this Antony news that two top Saudi clubs, one team, is very good news for Man United, and will give us a chance to probably sell him if he's willing to go to Saudi, or maybe Atletico Madrid will be back again for him. They're another club that were interested in Antony, but as it stands, Antony seems to be waiting for Real Betis. He sees them as a club that gave him his second chance, and he performed well. He scored, I think, 9 goals last season, and we were hoping that that performance would have been able to bring to make sure that Real Betis signed him, but they seem to be not. They seem to be playing Man United at their situation, knowing that they're really desperate to sell. So they are willing to wait it out and hopefully get him on a loan again. On the other news, we are being linked to several strikers, Watkins being one of them. Uh, it's going to be difficult to get Watkins because Villa have made it clear that they are not willing to sell, so they'll only sell at a very reasonable fee. So that complicates things for United. Villa were willing to sell Antony in January, so I think they still want to sell him, but they want to create the impression that they are not going to sell in order to get a higher fee than what they could get if they were willing to sell. In my opinion, around 40 million should be good enough for Watkins. You see, he's 30 years old. Even though he's previously proven, he doesn't have that many years left at the top level, and he doesn't have a resale value. So if probably we sign him for 3 seasons, he should be good enough to lead the line while Chidobe continues to develop. So that's one of the ways we could benefit because Chidobe seems to be a player with a lot of potential and possibly will have a very good career if only he puts his head down and works towards it. Uh, Watkins can also help Chidobe learn his trade. You see, the problem with Hoyland is that he came to be the only main striker to lead the line, and he didn't have anyone to learn from. So we can't repeat the same mistake. We need to get an experienced striker so that Chidobe can learn from him, while the experienced striker like Watkins can be able to deal with the pressure of the Premier League. The pressure at Man United is obviously higher, but he has proven that he can deal with the pressure at Aston Villa, and I think he will also be able to deal with the pressure at Man United. There are still preparations continuing for the game on Sunday. We hope to see Cunha and Belmo play in that game, so I'm looking forward to that game. And we hope that we continue to bring you news as they come. Have a good day.